Welcome back to day 2 of the Clicks and Bricks sales process training and using our process. This video is going to be, I think it's going to be pretty short, Chris.
Yep.
We're going to just go through this really quickly and give you some ideas. This is gathering content. Now, the important thing to remember when you're gathering content is that as you're building this funnel and this process, the mechanism that you use to get attention from your clients needs to match all the way through. So if you're using Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, for the first message to get them to go to a landing page, the imagery needs to be similar all the way through the same process. It also needs to look like your persona, your key client. So this first step, we're going to gather this data and we're going to make a really rough run at this. We're going to go back to this content later, but right now I just want to kind of see what kind of content that we have. We talked about this particular yoga studio that we're working with doesn't have any video content at all right now, but we want to start getting ready for the ads. We know that we have 2 different packages that we're going to be trying to promote. And since I'm an engineering background, so I always try to do 2 things simultaneously, split testing everything to make sure to see which one's going to work better. Hell, both of them might work. Neither one of them might work. We don't know yet. This is a trial and error process. I'm pretty sure that 2-week pass works though, because I do it nonstop, right? I think I've been doing 2-week passes for 7 years to gyms, gyms and studios and dance studios and whatever, right? So to me, it's just the easiest way to get my sales staff to sell stuff. Just do an amazing job and then people buy. So this sheet is just a simple worksheet, insert video or image here. And what I use this for, I don't actually insert my videos and images. I just take the links and kind of put them here. So I don't use this sheet the way it was intended to be used anymore. I didn't when I first started building funnels. Actually, not when I first started, after I started getting a process together, because it was very haphazard for a very long time until I had an entire process from cradle to grave. So this sheet, use it how you want. The important thing though is that what we're trying to do is gather as much data as we possibly can, as many images, videos, all those kinds of things. It's going to spark ideas. And if you don't have anything, I would go to a website called iStockPhoto, right? And that is just iStockPhoto.com. And you can purchase images and videos for sale. So, and just to give you some ideas, like this video here is a lady doing yoga with a dog on her back. And you could very easily just take this video, put it on there and say, tired of doing yoga at home with all the distractions of your pets, right? And here's another one. If you wanted to try those headlines or those kind of bullet points, you could. We're also, one of our packages, we know we're giving away yoga mats. So this is a video with, females, our ideal client, working out on these yoga mats, all right? So we can do all kinds of stuff here. We have some ideas. This is idea stage in the game, but the most important thing is that these images look like your ideal client. If you're taking them inside your studio, or taking them inside your business, they obviously are, right? Because they're already your client, and your current clients are the best clients you'll ever have in your whole life. So these images, videos, everything have to look like them. If you're selling roofs, they have to look like a homeowner, right? They have to be people standing in front of their house. If you're selling yoga, they need to be yoga people. Now, that being said, if you're selling yoga to men, which is a weird niche, and maybe it would work in some places, you would need to have men in those pictures. It's just a very simple thing to do that I see people getting way off the mark, right? A lot of times they'll have, their ad will be one thing and they lead them to one landing page that is their main landing page for everything, and they don't want to take the time to create a new landing page for that specific campaign or that specific sales process for that customer persona. And that's a giant mistake. It is a huge mistake not to make landing pages that identify with the ads or the other content that you're using to drive traffic to that page. If you don't know where to, iStockPhoto is a great one. And then for a free one is, I think it's Pixabay. Yeah, Pixabay has a bunch of free images, royalty-free images. Now be careful here because sometimes they link you back to paid sites. These are the 2 that I use the most if I don't have in-house content that I can lean on, So that's really it for today. Gather your content, whatever content you have. I highly recommend a Google Drive or a Dropbox, and have one folder that's artwork and logos, right? I have one for every single company that I have. It's one folder called artwork and logos, and I dump everything there nonstop. I take as much content as I possibly can and keep putting in there. I pay for I don't know where we're at now in our Google Drive storage. It's pretty large, but it's, you never know when you're gonna go back and grab that content for some kind of campaign, right? If you run any one of these businesses, what you did, we do a pizza shop, right? And they do a heart pizza every year for Valentine's Day. Well, as Valentine's Day approaches every year, we don't have to go and make the pizza and do the pictures again. We did them years ago, and we just took them in-house, and we just can use those pictures every year. Obviously, we had to refresh them from time to time, but you never know. Take the pictures, get the video. If you have youth in your establishment, young people, hand them get a phone. Get just a Google phone or whatever, buy it, leave it there and say, hey, as much as you can, make Snapchats, make TikToks, of the guests and stuff like that. Ask them questions about their service. It really does help. Not only are you building your social profile at that point, you're also getting content that you can use for ads later. So it's something you just have to do. You got to create this content on a regular basis. And if you're like me, I want to operationalize it. I want to make it as simple as possible and repeatable as possible. So we tell whenever we're doing this for a company, we get them a phone. We say, hey, train the front desk staff. This is, if there's a lot of people, do this kind of video, do a pan across the room. If there's not a lot of people, really hone in on the very special characters and then get those videos, get those pictures. And if you're making video, you can take snapshots out of it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's it for today, folks. Get to work.